Welcome to the 30-day noob improvement journey. This is day 9, how to win duos, and in this video I'm going to show you what I did to get my first ever duo win. Now, I don't play duos at all in Fortnite, so I teamed up with Fortnite Noob 0731 and we started playing to try to get our first duo win together. So we actually played 8 games roughly before we got our first win, and within those 8 games we actually came second and third a couple of times before actually getting the first victory royale, which we could show in this game here. So I took a look at this gameplay after we'd won and looked at the previous games that we'd played to see what we could have done better and improved upon, and there was quite a lot that we did right, but quite a lot that we did wrong as well. So I was just looking back and making a few points in this video as to what we could have done differently to improve our chances for future wins, and this will apply to you as well. So if you're new to the channel, then you'll need to know that I make these improvement journeys purely from a new point of view, because I wanted to try to get better, and the way to do that is look at what you're doing right and wrong and try and make the changes as you see fit. On this video we haven't got the actual audio from the gameplay, but if you're interested in what we're talking about and how we're communicating, then check out the link that I've put in the description, which will link to Fortnite Noob 0731's channel and the video of this actual match. And I recommend subscribing to his channel because he's got very good videos which are really entertaining, so do take a look, and you'll see the video which has got this commentary, and you'll see that we are getting to know each other and learning a little bit about how each other plays. But I recommend taking a look because it is very good, and the end is one worth watching as well, so do take a look at that. So getting straight into the tips then, so these may well apply to you, so do check each one off and make sure you're ticking the box to say that you are doing these things. So tip number 1 is having a good early game. There's a link in this on the screen here and in the description to my early game video, which gives a bit more detail. But what we did here was we landed in a quieter location and we made sure that we got plenty of materials, so that we didn't need to worry about materials in mid to end game. We could just concentrate on the gameplay to give us better chances of success. So we got plenty of wood and we got all the guns we needed, and we just upgrade as we go through the game. Tip 2 is understanding the basics around playing duos. I've never played duos up until now, and this is, like I said, my 8th game in duos. So just the basics of knowing that when you hear footsteps, it's your partner. Like if you watch Fortnite Noob 0731's version, I actually turned around at one point and said I hear footsteps, and it was actually my duo partner around me. So I wasn't used to that. I've always played solos. A really silly thing to say, so it was a bit embarrassing to say that I got that wrong, but just getting used to being in a duo setup. And at the end, my duo partner was highlighting an enemy location, and I was looking at the wrong point. I was looking at the point that I'd put a location marker on the screen instead of the actual enemy aware marker that my partner had put there. So silly things like that are really basic, but again, I'm not used to doing, so that is another tip there. Next tip is just staying together as a duo. In this game we actually split up quite a few times and got away from each other, and this wasn't purposely, it's just we weren't communicating well about where we were going, or even if we did say where we're going. I know that I ended up going in different buildings and ended up at one point being quite far away from my duo partner, and again here you'll see that I was quite far away, and if my partner got under attack, then I wouldn't have been able to help, and by the time I got there it could have been too late to have been of any benefit. So staying together is a key point in duos, I think. So our future games we're going to be staying together a lot better, I believe. Next thing that tip that I found that I think we need to work on is our communication. So I think we did quite well considering we're still getting used to playing duos. But in this example, I spotted this player and didn't tell my duo partner that I'd seen them and that I was going to engage, and so I was on my own with this, and if we'd have coordinated a little bit we could have moved into a better location before we started engaging, and that was quite a basic mistake there, I think. So I think we need to work on that definitely, but communication is key, and that's not just for when you're spotting enemies, it's around movement and rotations and weapon upgrades and different things like that. So being able to talk and focus on the game and work as a duo more effectively is pretty important here, and so that's another tip there. And then another tip that I think we did quite well in a couple of games is when we did spot an enemy, we did actually consider how we were going to attack, and when we were together, and we did end up one of us putting pressure on the enemy while the other one rotated into a side-on position, and we ended up taking the enemy out from the side because they were still thinking we were in front of them when actually one of us had rotated round to the side. So having some kind of plan like that works quite well, and I think certainly is a good idea for us to work on together. Now I actually blocked my partner out there, so that just straight away shows we need to talk a little bit better and work on what we're doing as a duo instead of being two solo players. We needed to work on a solo. Now particularly proud of this snipe here. I thought this worked quite well, and that was something that I enjoyed doing there. Now I actually made a mistake. Now if you look at my materials, I don't need to be going and getting any materials, but I sniped him, saw the nice shiny materials and loot there, went for it even though I didn't need it, and fell for a trap right there. So that could have been game over. Luckily it didn't take out all my health, and I managed to get back some health and shield up, so worked out in the end. But certainly there was no need to go for that player, so I should have just held back, concentrated on the player or the enemy location, and focused on getting and sealing the win. So I'll let the game pretty much play out, but pretty much here you'll see that although I changed my weapon layout a little bit and kept on using the shotgun accidentally, but what we decided to do was to push together here, and we decided that we'd be on either side of the enemy player here and just put pressure on. So I'm putting pressure on this side, and my duo partner's playing from the other side, and between us we're putting pressure enough and shooting through the walls and ending the game. So first victory royale, and first of many more. So do take a look at other videos, and I appreciate you watching, and please do subscribe, and more videos to come. Thanks very much.